You know, I got a bone to pick.
With who?
With all you naysayers and all you lie tellers and myth makers that are making things up about the state of Florida.
Yeah, shame on you.
Naughty. Now, I know some of you trolls are probably watching right now because I see your comments and it doesn't bother me. But you're going to try to prove wrong everything we say in this video, and that's fine.
If you're new here, we make all sorts of videos about moving to Florida and all the fun you can have once you get here.
So if you haven't, make sure you subscribe down below. Click that bell so you don't miss our next video or when we go live to answer your questions. Lindsay, let's talk about these myths.
Let's do it.
All right. There's probably all sorts of myths all of you have heard about Florida. And, you know, maybe some of them could have a little bit of truth to them, but they're, for the most part, farly exaggerated.
And I think some of the myths that are said could be true for any state.
Oh, that's true too. It's just, you know, maybe it's a little jealousy. I don't know, right?
Maybe.
So, Lindsay, what's our first myth?
All Florida is trashy.
Trashy.
Love that one.
Like the people?
Hear it all the time.
People? Or
Just that
there's trash
Florida-
everywhere?
Florida's just trash.
I'm not trashy. Are you trashy?
I didn't think I was trashy.
Yeah, I don't think I am. Let us know if we are. Maybe we've let ourselves go a little bit. Now, we're going to be real with you. Spit the facts that you'll see in the comments below from the trolls anyway. So it's better you hear them right from our mouth. Florida does, in fact, have the highest percentage of its population, which are felons.
What can we say? The heat will make you do crazy things.
Yeah, it will. And yes, Florida does in fact have the highest percentage of population, which is homeless. But again, the weather's beautiful. Where should the homeless people go? Anybody could fall in hard times at any time.
Yeah.
All you naysayers, I dispute your claim that Florida is trashy. I think it's beautiful, and I think the mix of people we have here just makes us diverse.
Totally. I agree. Shame on you, naysayers.
You're so excited. Myth number 2 that people that you're around might try to tell you when you say I'm going to move to Florida. What are you doing? The bugs are going to carry you away.
Now, don't get me wrong. It is buggy. Florida is buggy. By no means is it a deal breaker.
Although you get caught in a swarm of love bugs in the middle of May, they very could well carry you away. Depending on where you live in Florida or where you want to live, it could be a very different story. For us, we live in a community that fogs for mosquitoes.
Yep.
We very rarely get bit. I believe this is probably true for most communities with an HOA fee are going to have some sort of pest control, or you get it done yourself so that you're not getting eaten up by the bugs. If you choose to live in more rural Florida, might be a different story. I guess I can't really attest to that.
No. But again, get pest control out there.
Right, but the majority that everyone says, if you move to Florida, you're going to just get eaten alive by the bugs, totally false. To be honest, I've gotten bit way less in the year living here in Florida than I would have ever gotten bit in a year living in Wisconsin.
Thinking back to in the backyard at our house.
We get bit
oh my goodness,
all
it was
the time.
awful. So it's not like it's, I don't know. Like even when we're out and about and we're doing things like the beach and, you know, some of the festivals we go to,
No-see-ums, fire ants, so whatever. There's bugs.
Well, I know, but I even recall, like, my memory, it doesn't stick out to me that it was like my night was ruined because of the bugs.
Exactly. And you get used to knowing that there's fire ants on the ground. You get used to all that stuff, so you know ways to avoid it. You hear any other complaints people say about Florida? Myths?
Oh, yeah.
What do you hear?
It's too hot to do anything in the summer.
Oh, please.
Don't get me wrong. Our first little bit when we moved here from Wisconsin, it takes some getting used to, but the body is an awesome thing.
It is.
And you adjust to it so quickly. Don't get me wrong. I've been here for 15 months and this summer, I'm going to have days where I complain and say, wow, it's really hot out. But again, it is by no means a deal breaker.
And just like the bugs, you get used to it.
You get used to it.
Just make sure you invest in a good pair of flip-flops, some moisture wicking t-shirts, and some sunglasses. Oh my gosh. Lindsay, you know what I hear the most out of anything across our channel, on all of our groups we're involved in, everything. You know what I hear the most of?
What?
You can't get an education in Florida. Please.
Please. Don't get me wrong. You may have some challenges.
It's going to be a challenge.
Yeah.
It's not going to be a challenge to get a good education.
No.
It's going to be a challenge to get used to the education system here in Florida.
That's exactly what I was going to say. My biggest challenge was I was set in my ways and I was comfortable. And once you let that down and you're willing to open the horizons to new things and new adventures and new people and new ways of life, you are going to be just fine.
You will be just fine.
Just fine.
Yep. Most people only think of education as going up to high school. Mm-hmm. But did you know Florida ranks #1 in the country on higher education?
In fact, when we were living in Wisconsin, remember that's where our son
wanted to go to college.
He wanted to go here.
Now, I'm not just making this up. This is according to an article written on usnews.com. Out of all of the colleges nationally, Florida has 3 colleges that rank within the top 100. Now, that's more than any other state. Those colleges are the University of Florida, of course, Florida State University, and the University of Miami. If you want to look even a little deeper, Florida also has the University of Southern Florida in Tampa and the University of Central Florida in Orlando. Whoa. That both also rank pretty high. Lindsay, what's the last and final thing?
That only old people live in Florida.
Please. Florida did just take the #1 spot from Texas as far as the state that the most people are moving to. Not all those people are old people.
And what's wrong with old people?
Nothing's wrong with old people.
I love old people.
We love you guys. Not that you're old, but
yeah.
The majority of people that we talk to that contact us about moving to Florida are young families.
Yep. Why wouldn't you want to retire here anyways?
Right.
It's beautiful.
That's where I'd want to be. No state tax on all those retirement checks, people. Come on.
Come on. So guys, we think it's important to get all the bad out right away. Just
out with the bad.
Out with the bad. Because there are going to be people that try to deter you from this beautiful state of Florida. And let me tell you, there are myths and legends on
negative connotation.
Yes, from all over the country. You could say things about Texas, Wisconsin.
Texas.
You know, all over the place. Don't ever let anyone else deter you from your dream and where you want to be. And I thought it was helpful knowing all these things, you know, before we got here, so you can just get it out of the way.
You know?
Yeah, the more you know. Florida's beautiful. We love it here. And I don't think anyone could deter me from their negative stuff because it's our home.
We want to know what connotations, negative ones or positive ones, have you heard about Florida? Let us know in the comments down below. And you guys, until then, we'll see you next time.